Hey there, hi there, Geminis. It's me, Priscilla B, and welcome to your shadow mate reading. So, what that really means, to me anyway, is that um, sometimes we like to use this term soulmate to describe a connection that we have with someone. But when we take it a step further and we look deeper, we find that we all have like a shadow side. So this reading is meant to help illuminate um, any questions or concerns you might have about a connection that you consider to be a soulmate connection, and the shadow mate is the deeper side to that. Okay, um, so let's take a look here. I'm gonna be reading from this Darkwood Tarot book. Okay, and the spread I'm going to be using is the soulmate spread. So up first we have the soulmate. Okay, and let's take a look at that. And this is 8 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, someone's hard at work on their craft right now. Okay, so let's take a look here at that. All right, Pentacles. So, 8 of Pentacles. This is the Dryad. A Dryad is a nature spirit who inhabits a particular tree, places a pentacle on display. These nature spirits take human form. According to myth, they live as long as the life of a tree they call home. Nature spirits are the bridge of communication between human and the natural world, often acting as intermediaries. Like a pentacle, the tree is a source of wisdom and manifestation. This is why the Dryads who inhabit them and live among them consider tree groves and forests sacred. The Dryad's handiwork reflects the continual evolution of the suit of pentacles. The energy of growth continues to expand within the context of infinity, represented by the number 8. Those who focus on tasks can bask in the reward of a job well done. It is a pleasure and pride in what you do. Handiwork, working hard at what you love, diligence, proud to show your talents and accomplishments. Time evaporates as you are lost in right work and work you are here to do. Trust the results you have seen and continue to forge ahead. Feel proud of yourself. You earned it. The shadow side here, release attachments to results. Joy exists in the process. Once your work is finished, it ceases to be yours and takes on a life of its own. Stay connected and centered in the moment, the action, and the sensorial aspects of your work. There will be highs and lows, good days and bad. Stay true and persevere. Um, yeah, I mean, you like that's the thing. I think is your soulmate is like really working very diligently right now on their work. Um, okay, so that might be taking a lot of their focus and time. Now, for you, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, Gemini. So this is the slumber. A scarecrow looms over a pumpkin patch. He has scratchy, spiny branches for hands, and his cape flaps in the western wind. A girl lies beneath them. She rests her head upon a fat pumpkin under a spell or enchantment. Tendrils of growth spring beneath the pumpkin. 7 Pentacles appear in the back of the garden. Scarecrows, spook crows, and other birds who come to eat freshly sown seeds. What opportunities are you scaring away with your actions? What is your personal relationship to fear? Are you acting in subversive subtle ways that hurt rather than help? 7 is an ancient number of magic, appearing in biblical texts, fairy tales, and myth. The 7 Pentacles imply fortuitous circumstances. Pumpkins contain protective magical properties. We carve them with ghoulish faces and place them outside our homes at Halloween to scare away haunting spirits. Know you are protected. The girl is safe in her slumber. Is the entire picture a lucid dream of her own conjuring? Dream divination offers an opportunity to consider what should be done next. Results are seen. Things move rapidly according to plan. Stop and reassess. Reconsider the final goal. Rest is needed. Your head clears upon waking. The shadow. Are you using sleep as an escape? Lying around listlessly? Do you use medical issues purposefully to retreat from life and gain attention? If so, wake up from the dream. Rouse yourself. Okay? Speaking of being sick right now, I have a cold. But yeah. Okay. So your body needs rest. Okay? Yeah, there are gonna be people who are like, I feel like a lot of people like will say like will use like I don't know, like they'll use like a lot of like medical like excuses, you know, for things when they're like not even sick at all, or they can just like go to the doctor and get some help or whatever. But like I don't feel like what I feel like, see this image here? I feel like Gemini, you need like some rest. Like not like you're escaping from problems. I feel like you're still doing a lot of work. I just think that like your person is like putting work as their top priority right now and their attention towards that, and you're putting your attention towards resting. Okay, because I feel like you've been working very hard recently. So it's like your soulmate is energetically putting all their energy toward work, and you're putting all your energy toward taking a little break. Okay, you're not slipping into that shadow side where you're like not even meeting each other like halfway. I feel like you're still communicating with each other. It's just like in a different form than before because of the work focus and the rest focus. So energetically, you both like need time to like recover from like all the energy and all the effort you put forth to maintaining the connection. I feel like the connection is still there. I just think it's like it's not your main priority right now to be all like lovey-dovey and like flirty and like romantic right now, because you're taking a break and your person is like focusing on work. So yeah, just don't get like lost. Like the point here of the shadow message is don't become so set on resting all the time that you don't put any energy forward to your soulmate, and your soulmate shouldn't be working so much they like become like a workaholic and they don't put any energy toward you. Okay, so finding a balance here is going to be important. So that brings in the next portion of this reading, and that is what we teach each other. King of Pentacles. Okay? So you're both teaching each other, I feel like, this value of time and energy here when it comes to work. Like there's an important time to rest. And I think if you share that part of yourself and that side of yourself, like not really like, I guess kind of shadowy, because it's like you're like, well, like I need this, like I'm taking a break right now, like from like always showing up as like the one putting in all the energy and all the effort, and like why I'm doing that. I don't know. There's something, what you teach each other, I think is going to explain it better. Because I do sense like the shadow side coming a little bit. Like there's a little bit of that like ego. Okay. Like someone might be sending you messages like saying like, why should I like care? Like if you're like not like 100%, you know, it's like, okay. Like I think that is like shady. So I don't think your soulmate's doing that though, but I do get that energy though, that maybe it's coming from like outside influences a little bit, like judgy types kind of are just all like, oh, you're sharing that about yourself, like why? Like, why are you sharing that you're like taking a break for yourself right now? Like, no one cares. Well, your soulmate cares. You care, and it's just like sometimes you just need to be a little bit more like transparent about like where you're at, mentally. But this isn't really about mental stuff. This is more about like, I don't know. It's like got something to do here with the pentacles for sure. But anyways, the builder. Okay, yeah, you're building something here. For sure. Sorry, I need to get some water. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. The King of Pentacles is the masculine, mature energy of growth and expansion. His nature is slow moving due to his earthly energy, yet he is dependable as they come. He is a master of business and finance, able to make small sums multiply. He ventures boldly into any arena and is successful. Okay, wow. That's nice. Okay. His practical nature is unfailing in the face of opposition. Ultimately, he always has his way. He always has his way, even if it takes him a long time to reach the finish line. The King of Pentacles is supportive of others. He is a philanthropist who delights in sharing and giving. His nature is calm and even-keeled. His brain is often lost in thought. He assumes responsibility of the family and home and takes pride in providing what is needed. He is rock solid. Okay. Time to invest and make financial plans. Father figure growth, real estate, and earning potentials. Being clever with investments, handsome and slow. A rock solid word. Dependable personality. Shadow, a person who uses power to make others feel unworthy in his presence. Complete lack of empathy. A person bullied as a child who takes it out on others as an adult. A miserly and stingy attitude. Someone needs to learn how to give back and be grateful. Wow. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are both teaching each other that you guys are builders. Okay. You're reflecting that back on each other. I call it mirroring. Okay. And this is like exactly why you guys are teaching each other, like, I put practical matters ahead of everything else. Okay, which is good in a lot of ways, because you have to invest, you want things to grow. This is why things might be going a little bit slow lately, but this is so you can build something solid. Okay, if you go like too fast, like, you gotta take a step back, like, just to give a pause and be like, okay, let's just like assess what just happened. And then, like, yeah, okay. The shadow thing here though is that, like, sometimes one of you, or well, both of you, because you're teaching each other this, I think both of you can sometimes basically like not want to give back. Okay. Yeah, this is where the challenges have happened, because one of you might feel like you're giving more than the other, and then you guys get upset about that. And this has to do with your past and your being bullied as a child, and then you take it out on others as an adult. Okay. You're projecting. Maybe you guys project onto each other like the past hurts and traumas that you guys have experienced, which can lead to resentment. Okay. So try not to do that if you can help it. What separates us? Knight of Cups. Okay. So this is what's separating you guys right now. The romantic. Okay. The night of romance, the waterfall is a symbol for his wild and pouring emotions. Moonlight glitters and bounces across the space he has cleared. He's been waiting for you his whole life. You have arrived. A picnic is set, a romantic dinner for two bathed in moonlight near the sound of rushing water. He holds a single cup. Will you accept his gift? Bubbles spill from the cup. Will you risk your tender heart? The Knight of Cups spills poetry, emotion, and feeling. He dreams with clarity and intense emotion, causing the mature world to follow suit. Can you dream with such passion? Fill your imagination because love is on the horizon. Romance, sweet nothings, charming nature, romantic messages are on the way. Poetry and prose, passionate suitor, dazzling display of affection. Yeah, okay. I already know what the problem is here. You both have shown a romantic side to yourselves. Shadow. Clingy, needy, of affection and attention, thinking one's talent is far greater than it actually is. Unable to commit to relationships, prone to jealousy, self-indulgent and self-centered, successful liar, flair for deception, aware of social standing, desperate to fit in, self-indulgent. Both of you, this is separating you guys. Okay, the ego of the romantic. I feel like you have to pull back, Gemini, because I feel like your soulmate wants a lot of attention, and then you give that attention, but they don't. This brings in the other issue about teaching yourselves how you give and you get nothing in return, and that's what's been happening. Okay, now desperate to fit in. Okay, my friend told me about this term called FOMO, and that is fear of missing out. And I never heard that term used before, but I feel like it fits this perfectly. It's like you and your soulmate are both doing the same thing to each other, okay, separately. Like that's what's separating you guys. Is because one of you is like, I don't. I don't want to say desperately, but you're like definitely like probably projecting like a lot of feeling right now, and it might be coming off as like clingy or needy. But in turn, though, it's like your soulmate is pretty much doing the same thing to you, or yeah, it's doing the same thing to you, Gemini, because they're telling you that they want affection from you. They want you to show interest in them, but they don't want to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? That's the ego. Okay, your ego, Gemini, is saying, I gotta I gotta project all my stuff toward my soulmate because they're the only one that's gonna like understand, and they asked for attention and they want me to show them that side. But then your soulmate over here is like, yeah, I want all the attention, but I don't want to like, I don't want to acknowledge it. And then there's this whole like, I don't think you guys are like liars. I think you guys are lying to each other. Is what I think, Gemini. I think you're lying to yourself. And I'm not saying that in a bad way or a harsh way. It's your shadow. It's your ego trying to protect itself. And your ego is like, I don't need protection. I don't want protection. I want you to show me your shadow. And it is. Your soulmate is. And then you guys are getting in each other's way. Your egos are getting in the way of being together with each other and letting the ego take a step back, just breathe for a moment, and then once your egos are in check, you guys can finally get together again, okay, and be on the same page. Be aware of social standing. This is where it gets interesting because I feel like your soulmate wants to be viewed a specific way in the public eye right now. I feel like they want to be seen as like confident and sexy and like hot just like a total stud, or if it's a woman, you know, a beautiful, like, hot goddess, right? You, Gemini, are like, yeah, that's what we want. Um, you know, the social aspect here, the social circle surrounding us, that's what we want them to see. When really deep down inside, you both are hurting, and not because you hurt each other, but because you've been through a lot recently. I feel like you both have gone through like some kind of breakup or something, and you just don't want people to see that side of you. Okay? So I feel like you are showing that side, that more vulnerable side to yourself, in much more open ways. Like you actually, I feel like you're like, I'm gonna show people that I am actually hurting, and that's gonna be the first step in my healing journey, in my healing process, and my first step away from the ego. And that's how I'm gonna heal. And your soulmate, I think, is doing the same thing. Um, and this is why you guys are both being like that romantic type, but you're also not like committing. Okay, you're not committing to the relationship because you're both still processing. You're trying to show like, oh yeah, like I just went through a breakup here, but I'm still okay. And this is like, you guys aren't even like broken up with each other. You guys have just like both gone through breakups, but you don't want each other to be like a rebound. You want each other to have like, to be something else, something more than that. That's why you're taking some time right now to yourselves. Like you're both being a little bit self-indulgent. But I think it's a good thing, because I think your ego needs it right now. Like, yeah. I feel like you're both kind of being a little bit clingy and needy. This is why you guys are both separated right now, because you're not like, you're not able to like get past that yet. That's okay though, because it's a process. Now, what actions to take? Queen of Cups. Yeah, the emotionally intelligent one. Okay. You guys need to be emotionally intelligent about this. I feel like you both don't want to be like each other's rebound, but you also don't want to be like, you don't want to like hurt each other. You don't want to be each other's rebound. You want to have something special here. What makes it so special is that you guys are both trying so hard not to hurt the other person, but at the same time, you both are like avoiding each other like as much as possible. I feel like you are trying to avoid the other person more, honestly, because you're like, if they say something to you that shows that they like care about you, you're not acknowledging it. Oh, Gemini. You're like, no, like I see it, I hear it, but I'm not gonna like accept that, because really you're hurt and you're projecting onto them, and vice versa. So how do you guys get out of each other's way? So that, how do you let your egos drift to the side a little bit so that you guys can actually come into an alignment here, into an agreement? That's what's going to take time, and that's where the action of the Queen of Cups comes into play. So she's actually going to, her energy is actually going to be the one that, like, you know, helps you understand yourselves better and puts you guys in a more clearer emotional state than just letting your ego take the wheel. Okay. So the Queen of Cups, this is the empath. The Queen of Cups exudes empathy, the master of depth. She dives deep into the well of human understanding. She is the therapist and tarot reader, empathetic, calm, and understanding. She knows you better than you know yourself. Her unique intimacy allows open sharing. People always leave feeling better, stronger, and seen. Her acute listening is followed by excellent advice. The queen sits at a water's edge. She has touched the depths. A hand greets her. She is a creative genius who can summon the muse at will. The magic of music, poetry, dance, and all emotive qualities springs from her cup. She is the ultimate creative force to be called forth. The Queen of Cups sees what others do not. She makes the invisible into reality. She is found amid seashells. She dances in foamy rivers and takes refuge on the sand where earth meets ocean. Active imagination, empathetic qualities, dreamy and love-filled, soft and nurturing, an encouraging and understanding personality, excellent advice, the mother who understands everyone's problems and never takes sides, deep understanding. Now, the shadow part is overly dramatic, a person who attracts menacing people and situations, a psychic vampire feeding off the energy of others, passive-aggressive behavior, jealous of others' creative talents, capable of harsh emotional wounds, addictive personality who is always on to something new to fill the vast hole inside. Okay. So this is like your, this is, yeah. The ego is, this is interesting because your ego is kind of like, wants to protect you from being hurt, but at the same time, it's like, what action to take. Yeah, exactly. So you want to be the mother to all, right? You want to like show everyone you love them and care about them because you do. Okay. It's not like you don't. It's just like, when do you take some time for yourself? When do you get to like be the one that feels loved and feels seen and heard and have someone say they understand you deeply? When does that moment happen for you? And Gemini, right now you're feeling like that moment hasn't happened for you yet. Right now you're feeling like you're doing all the work, you're putting in all the energy and all the effort into all these like relationships all around you, but you're not getting the same in return. And that's what's leaving you feeling like depleted. That's what's leaving you feel like, yeah, that's your, and you know what, you can't change how other people view you. Like if they only want to see a shadow side to you and they don't want to see all the other stuff that you're doing, that, you know, you are trying to care for everyone else, those people aren't meant for you. You know, a soulmate isn't going to just say, oh, you're your shadow. No, they're going to say, well, that's, you know, you're feeling a type of way right now and it warranted because, you know, you've been through a lot and you're going in the same direction too with your soulmate. You're like, well, I know my soulmate's been through a lot, so that's probably why they're feeling that type of way. Like I see their shadow side coming out a little bit and like I don't like it, but I understand it. And that's the thing, that's the catalyst, that's the difference it takes to like really keep a connection going. Is like if you see someone's shadow coming out and you're like, oh my god, not again, but you at the same time you're like, okay, I know, I like, you understand it. You don't have to agree with it, but you understand it. And that's the key difference. It's like, I see it. Like, you don't have to say I like it either. You be honest. Like, I don't like that. And I, you know, that's not how I handle relationships. But you at the same time are like, okay, you know, like, I got the message, you know, it's just, I need a little bit more than that because otherwise I'm like, otherwise I am going to be like trying to like fill a vast hole here because it's like, you know, that's the ego. Again, that's the ego. And we don't need to like hate the ego. We don't need to like despise the ego. We just need to channel it into something productive, something constructive. Okay. And that takes work, and that takes time, and that takes energy, and that takes effort. Not just on you, though. It's not just on you, Gemini, to take care of everything. It had some people have to, everyone has to take care of their own stuff, and everyone deserves a sick day. Everyone deserves a day off from work. Everyone deserves a vacation period. And I feel like, what's been happening recently is that people aren't like willing to give you that. They're not willing to say, oh, yeah, here's a sick day. You have to take it for yourself, and you have to take that time for yourself. And you're not going to get permission from outside sources, because outside sources, outside energy of this connection is not going to care. But who is going to care? Okay. Your soulmate, hopefully, right? And I feel like if you acknowledge just that you've like seen and heard that they're there still, they haven't left, even if they can't give you everything you want or exactly what you want, they're still present. That's something to consider. Okay, not everyone's going to agree with that, Gemini, but that's the whole point, is that you're not allowing outside energy to seep into what you've already built here with your soulmate, what you're already building on. What they're showing you how much they can give at the present moment, and you're showing how much you can give at the present moment, and you guys are at least trying to meet each other somewhere in the middle. Okay. You're not always going to agree on everything, you're not always going to like everything, but you're going to at least be like, I acknowledge what's happening, I see what's happening, and I'm willing to meet you in the middle. That place, that center, that's like your nucleus, that's your where everything starts to take form and take shape. Okay, you both are like two cells, right, that are just drifting through space, but you guys keep agreeing to meet somewhere in the middle. Okay, they're on their path, you're on your path, but you guys have a middle ground, and that space is sacred, and that's what makes the soulmate connection. And the shadow exists within that connection, you creating your own shadow together. Like, you have your own separate shadows, but there's a shadow that you both create together, and it's not gonna always be fun, but it's still, you still are like willing to like say, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, we're gonna have like these wonderful, beautiful moments where we're like so in sync and everything is just aligning perfectly. But there's gonna be times where it's just chaos, and it's just like ego, and it's both of our egos clashing, and sometimes we just have to let them clash it out, So, but give yourselves time and space to allow that middle ground, allow that like place where you guys can just like I feel like you're like sprawling with each other. Is that the right term? Like, where you guys just like want to like, I'm not gonna say what I just popped into my head, but like that's like with the emotions here. It's like you're turning the emotions into a material place of like it's kind of like flirting, but it's like you're letting your egos flirt with each other instead of you're more like you're letting your shadows flirt. That's what I'll say that. You're letting your shadows flirt with each other. So when you do that, it's can get pretty heated very quickly. But the important thing is that you guys actually like acknowledge it, and like you're actually like, okay, like my soulmate's ego is not liking that right now, and that's not gonna like suffice for them. Like, you guys are kind of like learning each other's boundaries a little bit now. You're like testing the waters to see like how much can I actually get away with before my soulmate is like, nope, I'm done. Like, I can't do this, right? So it's kind of like, it is like a sort of like ego shadow, kind of flirty thing happening. But just be, be aware and be sensitive too. Like if you think you've hurt your person like really, really badly, you've gone too far, just apologize for that. Just say sorry for that. And like, I think your soulmate will like maybe not like how you say sorry, but they'll see it, and it might take them some time before they like come around again. But that's the game you play when you're letting your shadows and your egos get in the way of like just getting along. But that's what needs to happen right now. That's the shadow work. That's the shadow mating right now. Okay, so that's my message for you. Love and light always, beautiful souls. Take it easy, okay, Geminis. Bye.